Oh my goodness. It has been so stressful trying to get this live going. I am in my house because we have a lot of company. A lot of kids are here. And yeah, so how are you guys? Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Cray Cray. Hey, Nadie. A face mask. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Dee, Connie, Carol freaking Claus. Hey, Mandy TNT. Cray Cray, Missy's Angels, Melinda. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Deb. Hey, Robin's Landing. Hey, Tony, Maria, Music City Mom, Kay Braze. So I think a lot of you guys probably know that Chad had court today. His name just left my mind for a second. And I wanted to go live and talk about that. But like I said, I have a lot of company. My brother's here, all of his kids. He has 10 kids. So it's chaos here. Well, then about 4 o'clock, which I didn't see it until 7, I got an email from Clermont County with new information, different reports they've released, and some other things, a statement, a victim's impact information, things like that. So I want to go over all of that. Well, hey, Peaky. Hey, Glowbug. Hey, Jordan. I was about to start, and the shit had not downloaded yet. So I took screenshots. We're going to look at some of it. Before we get to that, 10 kids. I want to show you guys an article that came out today that will kind of sum up what happened in court and stuff. Well, I have two. I think this is the one that I'm looking for. So anyways, let me see. 10 kids. He adopted. He has 4 of his own, but they adopted kids. Hey, Ava. Hey, Kokomo. So, son's gunned down, ripped from mother's arms by Clermont County dad, prosecutor says. So that's something that came out today. It said, I'll just read you the article and then we'll chat about it. The father charged with 9 Thursday on the following charges. Of the death penalty. This is a death penalty case, and my goal is to have this man executed for slaughtering these 3 little boys. That's what the prosecutor said. The boys, ages 3, 4, and 7, were, quote, slaughtered, unquote, with a mark up to his oldest son, who had fallen, and then executed him at close range, the prosecutor explained. Let me check on you guys. Y'all can't hear me? Of freaking course. Breaking up, Alex. Is it my computer? It might be mine. Hold on just a second. Let me see which Wi-Fi I'm connected to. Sound a bit off. Better now. Damn it. Because I'm in my house too, but I'm on a Wi-Fi that's in the house, so I would think it would work better than usual. I'm sorry, you guys. So if you missed how they were killed, the 4-year-old was first. The middle child was shot twice in the head, and his father walked up to him and took his life execution style. Because I want y'all to hear me. I'm so sorry. This freaking sucks. Yeah, I'm not set up to stream over here. I'm just not. But okay, hi, Iowa Dog Squad Mom. His 3-year-old son was in his mother's arms, but Doerman ripped him from her arms and put a bullet in his head. Then he pleads not guilty, which I looked it up and I posted a community post. They do have the not guilty by reason of insanity in the state of Ohio. Maria, the oldest boy, ran, the 7-year-old. Hey, Rich. So I'm thinking he might be doing that. Judge Victor Haddad ordered Doerman to be held in jail without bail. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for July 5th. Court records obtained state he confessed to planning and carrying out the deaths of victims involved for several months. They do not reveal a motive. Sheriffs have not identified the girl, but say she is safe. The other article that I grabbed does have her name, but it's neither here nor there, really. The boy's mother, 34, was shot in the hand and taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. So now I want to show you guys some of the things that came out today after his hearing, some of the paperwork they sent out and stuff. Sorry, you guys. Hey, Rody Gal. Okay, let me show you first, though, what happened, why we didn't make the live on time. Hey, AK-47. Share screen. So they sent an email where you get an evidence link, and downloading the link, like with my Wi-Fi, it's saying it's going to take like 5 hours. Yesterday when I did it, it took like a minute or two. But okay, so let me stop that, and I'm going to just pull up the screenshots I took of the paperwork. Let's see. Let's see here. I hope you guys can still hear me. Is it really Johnny's birthday, or is that just make-believe? We have this report to read, this from the prosecutor, and then some victim's impact information. So for immediate release on June 23rd, today, from the prosecuting attorney's office, Clermont County Prosecuting Attorney Mark Tekulve announces the indictment of Chad Doerman by a Clermont County grand jury. Doerman was indicted on June 22nd in a 21-count indictment. After the June 15th murder of his 3 children, Doerman now faces 9 separate counts of aggravated murder, 8 separate counts of kidnapping, and 4 separate counts of felonious assault. The numerous aggravated murder charges include various aggravating circumstance specifications which subject Doerman to the possibility of the death penalty. Okay, you hear me. Yeah, you're right, Purple. That's probably what it is. So on June 23rd, Doerman appeared in court for his initial arraignment and entered a not guilty plea to each count. Chief Assistant Prosecutor Laura Allen reviewed each count in the indictment individually, laying out the possible penalties of each charge. Doerman, through counsel, agreed with the possible penalties he faces as set forth by Chief Assistant Baron Allen. Prosecutor then addressed bond, requesting that Doerman be held without bond pursuant to the Ohio Constitution. Prosecutor indicated that Doerman slaughtered his 3 boys, ages 7, 4, and 3. He went on to describe the manner in which each boy was executed, noting that each old boy fled from Doerman, running approximately 300 feet, so a football field. Wow, before Doerman shot him from behind. Doerman then approached the boy and executed him at close range. Counsel for the defendant did not request a bond on his behalf. The judge ordered him to be held without bond. So this is one of the first, because it's like a whole set of things, and some of them we've already seen, but some of them we haven't. Hey, Sherry. Hey, not that Nikki. Punksy, good to see you guys. Okay, so now we'll go through this. This is Deputy Popham. And these are we've already went through a lot of these, but this is these are new. This is stuff that I guess was previously redacted before the court hearing, but it is now out. So they've released them, and that's why I wanted to show you guys. So on June 19th, it was June 15th, but he was dispatched to 1965 Laurel Lindale for a 911 open line. I activated my lights and sirens at this time and responded from SR 125 at Mount Holly. While responding to the scene, dispatch was giving updates. They advised that someone was actively shooting at the firehouse. Dispatch stated the active shooter was a male wearing green shirt, wearing blue jeans. They advised the male was sitting on the porch of 1965 Laurel Lindale. He says Deputy Sparks and I arrived at the same time, and we could observe that male sitting on the porch of the residence. We started to give the male verbal commands to stand up and show us his hands. Deputy Sparks and I tried to move down the driveway to take a better vantage point. We decided to move back up to the cruisers and respond up to the residents. While responding up to the residents, we were giving the male verbal commands. When we reached the male, I kept cover and Deputy Sparks went hands on. We detained that male, Chad Doerman, and advised EMS to respond to the scene. After detaining the male, I stayed with him until Deputy Rudd arrived on scene. I advised Deputy Rudd to secure the male in a patrol car. After Deputy Rudd took the male, I responded to the front yard of the residence where blank was giving blank children medical attention. Blank, two of the children and Deputy Sparks picked up one of the children and ran towards EMS. I remained blank and assisted with medical attention with one of the children. Deputy Sparks and I noticed that blank had a gunshot wound to the left thumb. We advised the EMS and assisted her to the squad. I collected information from blank in the back of the squad reference her children. I remained on scene until detectives remained on scene. Hey, Mrs. O. Hey, Yvette, I know it is heartbreaking. Hey, not that, Nikki. I'm so glad you guys are here. And I cannot believe I'll unsubscribe and step out. What's that about? My bad for being here. I'll unsubscribe and step out. Hey, Aussie Prison Stories. I didn't see your first comment, but okay. In the body cam, you can see his shirt is ripped and looks like blood on the back of the shirt. You know what? Robin's Landing, one of the officers, because when they first sent out, I can't believe how much the prosecutor's office has sent out to the media. And luckily, I ended up on that list. I cannot believe it. So we've got all this information firsthand, straight from the prosecutor's office. The first day, I believe, that I got anything back, we went over about 10 or 15 different officers on scene and their take of what happened on the scene. And two of them, at least one of them noted that there was blood on his shirt and on the back of his arm. So, his struggle is real. Thank you, K-Bird. Yeah, I didn't see Aussie Prison. I appreciate all you guys being here. But when we're reading stuff like this, like what you see in this little black screen beside my picture is all I see when I'm reading. I don't get to see the chat or any of the other things, so. Okay. Now, that was page 2 of 2. Let me go to the. Okay. This is Seth Sparks, and then we have the beginning of that one we just read. So Seth Sparks said, on June 15th at 4:16, I responded to Laurel Lindale Road for a 911 open line. CAD notes advised there was an open line. While en route, dispatchers continued to give updates with multiple callers advising there was an active shooter. The shooter was described as a white male wearing a green shirt and blue jeans. I arrived on scene with Deputy Popham and deployed my patrol rifle. I observed the male seated on the porch and I could hear a female screaming. I began giving the male verbal commands to stand up and walk towards me. I was updated by dispatch that the shooter was named Chad Doerman. At this time, I could see what I believed to be a brown long rifle next to the shooter's left hand. Due to the need to assess the injuries to victims, we began to approach Chad and continued giving him verbal commands to stand up. Chad continued to ignore commands and remain seated. After passing a camper in the front yard, I was able to observe 3 bodies of juvenile boys laying in the front yard. I continued to approach the shooter and asked Deputy Popham to hold cover for me while I attempted to grab the shooter. I grabbed Chad by the left arm and placed him on the ground. I secured his hands while Deputy Popham put the handcuffs on. Headphones. I always notice you. I always notice all you guys. I really do appreciate all you guys. Hey, Amber. After Chad was in custody, I ran blank and the 3 juveniles to assess injuries. I informed dispatch that the shooter was in custody and to send in EMS for 3 children with gunshot wounds. In an attempt to get the kids to medics sooner, I grabbed one and ran towards the roadway. God almighty. This is just horrific. EMS began to arrive on scene. Hold on, you guys. These kids are right outside my front door screaming. Okay, sorry, you guys. Those cops definitely had to be so shook. I cannot freaking imagine. Hey, Karma Libra. After Chad was in custody, I ran blank in the 3 juveniles to assess injuries. I informed dispatch the shooter was in custody and to send in EMS for children with gunshot wounds. In an attempt to get the kids to medics sooner, I grabbed one and ran towards the roadway. EMS began to arrive on scene. I set the juvenile down on the ground and began to perform CPR until EMS took over my position. I secured my rifle in my patrol vehicle and went back to gather information. I went back to the scene, blank to the life squad for a gunshot wound to her left thumb. I made contact with blank, who said she was the sister of the victims. I obtained her information and provided it to Sergeant Fellhauer. I remained on scene for scene security until detectives arrived. Oh, Riddler, you're the best. Hey, Chica. Yeah, Chica, yeah. You know, hey, Butterfly Kisses. So, I don't know. I just imagine these officers. It's not often that we see every detail like this in a case, right? We've seen here on my channel, we've went through maybe 20 different officers' accounts of when they first came onto the scene. And I just imagine these officers like going home after this day. And I just, hey, Lucia, I know Karma Libra. Hey, Unseen Thinkers. So that is the end of that one. And then the one who noticed that the wife had the gunshot wound to the left hand. But now we're getting more of a picture together, right? Like, just to know that, here's something else they sent. This is victims' rights. We're going to read through that just so we see it all. And then this is about, I think, the redactions. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder, he took the youngest child out of mom's arms. Mom got shot in the thumb. We know that now, the left thumb. He shot at the daughter Robbins, but he didn't shoot her. But in the other police reports that we read, hey, Jen, other officers reported that he was shooting at the firehouse, which he knew that's where she ran to. Hey, angels, let it keep control. Okay. So this is a victim's victims' rights request form. This is interesting because, you still have mom and her daughter. Okay, which obviously this is who this is for, I'm sure, but it says victims' rights request form. At this time, I wish to exercise the rights affirmatively requested below. Those rights requested are something I understand that I can change my mind at any time. If I change my mind, I can email or complete a new form. This is victim initiated change, victim unable to complete initial contact. So I guess they sent this to, let me see. And she checked all of these except the appoint a victim's representative. So these are the rights that the victims have: the right to be informed of their rights, the right to be treated with fairness and respect your safety, dignity, and privacy, the right to reasonable protection from the accused or any person acting on behalf of the accused, the right to information about the status of the case, the right to refuse a defense interview. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, shoot. The right to refuse a defense interview, deposition, or other discovery request. The right to object to defense requests for access to your confidential information, including medical, counseling, school, employment records, access to your personal devices or online accounts or other personal information. The right to be present at all public proceedings. The right to have a support person with you in these proceedings. The right to confer with the prosecutor at certain points in the case, including before pretrial diversion is granted, before an indictment is dismissed, or the prosecutor agrees to a plea. The right to tell the court your opinion in public proceedings involving release, plea, sentencing, disposition, parole, and any other hearing that involves victims' rights. The right to object to unreasonable delays, and the right to full and timely restitution from the offender. And she checked these boxes. She wants to exercise these rights. I want my name and identifying information to be redacted from public records. I want notice of the arrest, escape, or release of the offender. I want reasonable and timely notice of all public proceedings. I want to confer with the prosecutor in the case in addition to the times listed above. I want to be notified of subpoenas, motions, or other requests of any of my personal information. And she did not check the final box, which was, I want to appoint a victim's representative. It is interesting, Shelley. Oh, thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much. She was blessed that day despite the horror. Maybe dumb question, but asking anyway. Do you have an email address? No, Chris. I have an email address. You can contact me. Here, I'm going to put it in chat. Yeah. You can contact me about anything, Chris. Not a dumb question at all. It's right here on the screen. And it does sound a little creepy, but it's like for tie-dye because I make and sell tie-dye. I haven't been doing it much lately, but I do. So that was what that email was created for. Stuart James. I know. I do too. I feel for the mom and daughter. My brain is trying to make sense of how this happened, like those moments right before. Okay, they also sent this, which is talking about the redactions that they've made, information that hasn't been released and why, basically. So the following redactions and or exceptions have been made to the information released regarding the incident at 1965 Laurel Lindell Road. Body camera footage. So it says law enforcement automated data system. It says the image or identity of a child, a deceased person's body, grievous bodily harm, or information that constitute confidential investigatory work product. So that makes sense. Oh, they redact law enforcement data system. That's why in the body cam footage, in one of them, in the police cruiser, his computer is redacted. Oh, thank you, Rody Gal. Appreciate that so much. Oh, awesome. Butterfly kisses. Okay. Then, as far as the offense report and CAD sheet, which if you guys missed it, we did go through the CAD sheet within the last couple of days, and we went through those reports that we read just now. We went through like 20 of those in the live that has something in the title about 911 calls, if you guys missed that. So as far as what they redacted from the offense report and CAD sheet, they redacted telephone numbers of victims and witnesses, personal identifiers, victim information, and information obtained from the 911 database. Now, they have redacted stuff out of Deputy Sparks and Deputy Popham narratives, which we've read through both of those. They were investigatory. This is something that, and why that has not been. Good to see you, beautiful. There was a virgin. Sorry, I snorted too. Oh my God, I'm a mess. There is a version of a 911 call that is being passed around on TikTok as if it is the actual 911 call from this event. It is not. It's not from the mom, but people are titling videos and putting it on TikTok as if it is. If you come across that, don't even torture yourself by listening to it. It's heartbreaking, and it is not about this case. Hey, hippie chick. Oh, Nay, thank you. You gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Hey, Pass. A snorting virgin. Yo, I'm a damn mess. I usually never snort either. I don't know. Crime Curious, that damn demon. So, okay, back to the 911 calls. Here, they talk about what's been redacted from 911 calls, and it says names of the callers, and then certain 911 calls have been determined to be exempt from disclosure. So we may hear them in court. Other than that, we're not going to get those. Hey, positive vibes. It's a snort for me. Oh, God. The victim's rights request form, they redact victim's information. Booking history, they redact personal identifiers. And then Clermont County Communications Center incidents by location. They did send me his booking history too. I didn't screenshot that because I didn't but actually once I get everything downloaded and I can go through it with a fine-tooth comb, if there's anything that we missed, I'll definitely show you guys then. But before we go, because I'm getting off here by 9 because Crime Curious has a live on Harmony Montgomery, then tomorrow we're doing a panel on that case on her channel. Let's hope that the freaking internet allows this.
Can I roll over?
I want to watch this video from Court TV, Law and Crime with you guys. Hey, Truth Teller. Hey, Tamara. Oh, Corey. Thank you. Thank you, Corey. You guys are the best. Thank you. Okay. Oh, God. Ava. What snort? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Everyone is so kind and generous. They are. They're very kind and generous. Appreciate you guys. Okay.
I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
A father in Ohio in court.
I ain't gonna hurt nobody. Dude, do you understand how dumb you sound with that? I'm not mad. I've never done drugs in my life and I'm not angry at all. I ain't gonna hurt you. Then what the hell are you doing?
The possibility of the death penalty. He's accused of plotting the execution of his 3 young sons.
And my goal is to have this man executed for slaughtering these 3 little boys.
I'm Anjanette Levy, and thanks for joining us.
I love how straight up, right out of the gate, my goal is to have him executed, period. Hey, Random Man. Yes, you are, Kokomo. Hey, Myrtle Beach Cop Watch.
On law and crime. Chad Doerman has pleaded not guilty to 9 counts of aggravated murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, and 8 counts of kidnapping.
As to count 3, does the defense agree with the possible penalties that have been recited? Mr. Haynes, for the record, Mr. Haynes, Mr. Doerman, you understand? Thank you, Mr. Baron. As to count 4, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Count 4 is charged pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 290301B. Again, aggravated murder and unspecified felony. And there are multiple aggravating circumstance specifications attached to that count as well.
Just looking at him, I can't even imagine how the mama is taking one breath to the next right now. I know, True Teller, I can't either. Hey, Adrian. If you guys came in late, make sure and go back and read through or watch the reports that were released today. And then also, in the last few days, we've went through several that really I haven't seen a ton of. But, yeah, it kind of puts the pieces together a little bit, that with this court hearing. And I mean, hey, Conspiracy. Good to see you. Hey, Trista. I just don't understand how he can plead not guilty. That's messed up. I don't either. And I feel like it has to be the not guilty by reason of insanity. I want to know what he has to say now, because that makes no sense to me. I mean, number one, apparently he's confessed already to police. But number two, he was arrested on the front porch with the rifle beside of him and the babies right in front of him. And somebody said he had a smirk. I did not see that. And I'll have to go back and watch. Hey, Conspiracy, I live here in Clermont County. Oh, wow. I did not know that. I mean, I noticed that you made a video on this, actually, because I'm subscribed to you. Nay, will you do me a favor, actually, and drop her link? She does really good videos with a lot of the cases we talk about. He has to plead not guilty. Yeah. Well, if he pled guilty, yeah. Okay.
The same aggravating circumstance specifications, the victim under 13, course of conduct specification, and felony murder specification, as well as that firearm specification. Again, if convicted of aggravated murder, as well as any of the aggravating circumstance specifications, the possible penalties would be death, life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, or life with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
What do you guys think about his body language in court and stuff? I'm thinking about going to the celebration of life. I think you should. I probably would if I was there. I had a friend who was up there today looking around and stuff, leaving some teddy bears and different things. Amy, he smirks at the end of the driveway past the child. Thank you, by the way, Amy. I'll have to go back and watch that. Because when they sent out like the file from the prosecutor's office, there was actually one other like clip from the body cam that I hadn't seen before, like at all. And this was the officer that came around the side, and it actually shows him getting handcuffed by the other officer. I predicted he would change his mind to not guilty for his acting like a big man, admitting to it after the cops cuffed him. Yeah, he's not going to hurt anyone. I thought he looked like he was smirking too while they were cuffing him. He looks drugged. He looks like an idiot. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull up this file.
The firearm specification again carries that 3 years mandatory, which must be served prior and consecutive to any imposed prison sentence, and the possible fine of $25,000. If convicted of aggravated murder without any aggravating circumstance specification, the possible penalties would be life without parole, life with the possibility of parole after 30 years, life with the possibility of parole after 25 years, life with the possibility of parole after 20 years, and then that same firearm specification, the 3 years mandatory, and the same fine of $25,000.
Thank you, Mr. Myers and Mr. Haynes. You agree. Mr. Doerman, you understand? Thank you.
The horrifying 911 calls came in last Thursday.
Ages 7, 4, and 3.
Dad was, quote, killing everyone.
What we have here is the planned slaughter of 3 little boys, ages 7, 4, and 3. The first one shot was the 4-year-old, shot in the house 2 times, then sustained 2 bullet wounds to the head, causing his death. The second child shot was a 7-year-old who fled the residence, ran some 300 feet from the residence, and was gunned down from behind by the defendant. He then approached this little boy who's injured, incapacitated, alive, and shot him in the head twice from close distance. There were powder burns in the boy's head. And then he went after the 3-year-old. And there was a struggle with the mother. He ripped the child from the mother's arm.
I apologize. The sound is so horrific, but I want you guys to hear this part. And then I have pulled up the 3 body cam videos that I've got. I think there's 3. I'll show you guys in a moment, and we'll try to check that part out before we go. And Chica, that is her YouTube name. I think Nay actually dropped the link just a second ago. Yeah, Nay dropped it up here under Amy's super chat, a couple down. I should have pinned it. I'm sorry. That way I make it easier because it might disappear for you guys.
Close range.
The 9 counts of aggravated murder that Doerman faces all have special aggravating circumstances.
Okay, so what we're going to do is stop the screen share, and I'm going to have to share my entire screen. So I really won't be able to see the comments. But I have the body cam videos pulled up right here down on this media tab, if you see where my mouse is. So I don't remember whose clip it is. What the heck? Not telling me you can't play it. Can't get to your storage right now. Wait a bit and try again. Well, I might have to do it another night. I need to go through the file that I was sent anyways, really see if there's anything else besides those reports that we read through a little bit ago. Yeah, let me see what you guys say. YouTube wouldn't let me upload my body cam footage. It keeps giving me a warning about it. Really? See, they, I haven't tried uploading them, but they played yesterday, like straight from this media player here, which maybe I should stop the screen share and like exit out and pull it back up. Let me go to the other Axon link. Just a second. You know what, you guys? We'll just do that at another time. But I will show you quickly before we go the indictment that they sent out yesterday. That sucks about the body cam footage. I wonder what's going on. Plunder has it. But see, they sent me 3, and one of them I have not seen uploaded anywhere. One of them is this officer that comes around from the side up to the porch while he's being handcuffed. Ooh. Thank you, Amy. Well, I'll go to her channel since you have the timestamp and we'll look at it there. Hold on. Here are the 911 calls. I wonder if this is the correct video. Oh. Yep, 20 minutes. We'll go back to the thing, but I want to check this out. So pay attention to Chad, his body language and stuff on his way out.
Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him. All right. He won't bite you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
I
get
ain't
you
gonna
here
do
in a
nothing. I ain't running
second.
away. You can do whatever you want.
Here. You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house?
Yeah.
Sit down right here.
My daughter, she ran over to the fire department.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the cage.
That officer is the other body cam to have him.
Just a little. What else do you need?
He definitely does look over that way. Wow. We'll play that one more time.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the cage.
Just a little. What else do you need?
Wow. Thank you, Amy. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable to be dead too, to be shot in the head by your father. Keep going another few seconds.
They're all being advised to like include additional medics. There's also aircraft flying, but they need an LV.
This is your, you have the right to remain silent, add F and use it moment. Okay. And then the indictment came out with all of the, 9 counts of murder, these many counts of kidnapping. Chad Doerman is the owner of that rifle. So I believe because it was a grand jury, we're not going to have an arrest affidavit. That's what also someone else told me today. I tried to post a few pictures of these, but it's so hard to make sense of like that. And even like this. So that is why. Let me see what you guys are doing and saying. Get him in that cage where he'll stay, hopefully. I wish that I could pull. I definitely seen it, Amy. I seen him looking at him like I was like, is that a smirk or is it like, I don't know. I need to go back and watch a few more times. When he's walking at the end of the driveway, he smirks. I know, conspiracy. Shut up, dude. Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. Fucking use it. And then he's like, can you get my wallet? And he's like, shut up. I love the way that officer talked to him, too. Let's see. I wonder if this. Okay, Doerman downloads. Hold on. Evidence file folder. Wait a minute. I might have us here. Let me stop the screen share and go back to sharing the entire screen. And then we're going to hang out here until 9 when Crime Curious goes live. Okay. Share system audio. Share. The Doerman evidence file folder. Okay, perfect. Let's see. Popham is the one that I think. Hold on. This is the one that I think that.
And they are non-breathers.
29, you're clear. Mile and a half out.
First of all, look, pay attention to the black box right here. I cannot see your comments at all. You guys see my whole screen. This is everything I'm looking at. They have redacted the laptop in the car. That sheet where they put out what they redacted and why kind of explains
House is advising that the male shot the entire family.
29, we're 37.
You're
Okay. That is not the one I was looking for, though. So we're going to go out of that for a minute. Back here. Let's look at Rudd. Yes, I think this was it. Yeah. Okay. So you guys, this one, when this body cam footage, you can see them coming up on Chad as he's being arrested. This is the guy that walks up the driveway. Can you imagine coming up on a scene like that? I mean, the officer literally put in his notes, he ran with the child in his arms to try to get him some help. Where's the sound? There we go. There's another view of it at a slightly different angle. Because this is the officer that comes from the other side. The one we just watched is this cop right here who's with Chad by the camper. The one we watched on Plunders. This is the officer that comes from the opposite direction. You are such a fucking monster. Excuse my language, you guys, but I cannot with this piece of shit. Look at him glancing over at them with the kids. Wow. I can't even check your comments now or you guys are not going to be able to see it. So I'm going to be there in a minute and I'll leave it here for a second, let you guys check it out. You are such a disgusting. And then to have the nerve to go plead not guilty? Really? Oh my God. Wow. He almost looks happy or something. Like he almost does like a smile. You're right. Like he's joyous about this. Wow, you guys. Unfucking believable. Hey, Coco, have you seen the news reporter interviewing the neighbor? Yes. We watched that on here the other day, and I found that to be so interesting. I wish and hope that we can hear more from this neighbor. What's going on? Nothing. I know, Kyle. What in the world? The audacity, the nerve. Like, who do you think you are? And then Coco, yeah, as far as that neighbor, I am hoping to either, one, hear more from him because he has that one little clip saying that in the blue t-shirt. But then the news went out there and talked to him in a separate interview. And I also think that he was a firsthand witness to what happened. But I want to hear more from the neighbor. Then I want to hear from other people who knew them. Bye, Punksy. Have a good night. He looks twice. Second time he smirks. Oh, my God. Exactly, unseen thinkers. We often forget how these crimes affect first responders. It's a lifelong trauma. Excuse your language. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. I think it's more of a gritting, clenching teeth, not grinning. Like he has a feeling of satisfaction. Oh my God, the over concern for the dog. See, I hadn't seen this one. I didn't think so. Like I have hardly seen it out, but it was in that file. Like this was the original file that they sent. So we went through the CAD notes, the different reports from the officers. There's the 3 body cam, the 2 911 calls, a press release, and then the redaction reasonings. Yesterday they emailed out the indictments. Then today they emailed out those other reports that we read at the beginning, the victim's impact thing, the message from the prosecutor, everything I showed you today, and it's just like added on to the list. Which is probably why it's pretty tough to download. I may not even try to download it again since I already have all of this, and then the other things are just, those few things. I did download it on my phone, but then Pop-'em is the body cam that, well, whatever, man. Oh, there it is.
Towards us! Stand up with your hands up! I know, but we can't.
One interesting thing I think from reading these guys' reports, I would really love to put together, because we have all their individual reports, we have the body cam footage, like to organize that and put together like visuals of what exactly was going on. I would like to do that. But anyways, you guys, wow, what a day with a ton of information. Yeah, Angel's out of keep control. Chad's dad said there has to be something going on. He's a good, loving dad, and it makes no sense. He did have that charge against his dad in 2010, but people at the ball field, by all accounts, they were a normal family, except for this neighbor. That's why I would really love to know more about him. It's always funny when you drop the F-bomb. I don't see a smirk or smile. To me, the neighbor has great insight. Often the good guy in public is an abuser at home. That's true. Hey headphones. Bye headphones. Have a good night. Is he going to blame it on the devil? I think there were 2 people that said he was abusive. One neighbor and someone who worked at the car shop. Jeannie, I haven't seen that yet. If there was. I think it's to hurt his wife. No, they don't, Kokomo. They just don't. They never make sense. There's another neighbor who talked about them too in one of the Facebook groups. Ooh, interesting. Hey, by the way, if you wanted any of the things that I have, email me. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, Conspiracy. I would love to see that. But yeah, if you want any of the things that I have that you don't have, like those officers, I don't know, you might have them actually, but if you don't, let me know, send me an email and I'll send it to you. After my live, when I said that, I had like 10 or 15 people reach out asking for those 911 calls and something else, and I just forward them over. I can't forward the link that they've given me access to, like from that axonevidence.com. Because, I don't think that I'm allowed to give like access to that out, but I can forward the other thing. So the car shop across the street, and he called 911. There's a clip of a neighbor blonde hair. Yes, I saw that she heard 7 shots, and based on what the DA said, that is right. Have we heard why? Was it cheating, or did he just lose his mind? And he said he planned it. What the heck planning did this take, Amy? I have not heard why. I've heard so many rumors, right, about this was like to get back at mom or whatever, XYZ. But I don't know the truth of why. Planning, you planned this for months. I mean, what was the plan? Because that's like, did you plan to take your own life? Did you plan to take the life of your wife and her daughter? She ran away, but she luckily got away. 2 of those reports that we read from the officers' like narrative, their supplemental narrative from when they first arrived at the scene, 2 of them claimed that he was shooting at the fire department. So that tells me he was trying to hit the stepdaughter too. They were a great point. Yes, unseen thinkers. I try to be clear on that. I try to do what I want from other creators. If I show you information, I want to tell you exactly where I got it, exactly how I got it. Like source, you guys need to be able to look yourself. If it's just rumors or whatever, that's one thing. Honestly, these days, unless it comes from like the court in public record, I don't really believe it. The news is so full of BS. I don't know, Sasha. I guess it could be not guilty by reason of insanity. But did he say he had planned this for months? Annie, that is in some of the original reports. And as a matter of fact, let me show you guys. I think I have it here from before we could get our hands on anything else. Then I'm going to let you go because Crime Curious is doing a live on Harmony Montgomery, and I definitely want to be there. And it starts in 3 minutes. But this was like one of the first thing, and this is the only thing where I've seen it about months. Now, I don't know. I mean, apparently he did, because listen, it says on June, deputies to Laurel Lindell Road, Clermont County, for a report of a male that was killing everyone in the house. Upon arrival, multiple subjects were injured in the yard of the residence and in grave condition. Deputies came into contact with the defendant, who resides at this residence and identified by witnesses as the suspect. Defendant was taken into custody. Units on scene attempted to render aid, but the subjects were found to be deceased with gunshot wounds. Defendant was transported to the sheriff's office for further investigation. Defendant confessed to planning and carrying out the deaths of victims involved for several months. So, but that is really all that I know about that. Awesome, Crime Curious. Thank you. There's the link to the live. You guys, I'm going to let you go. I hope to see you over there. Harmony Montgomery's case is just as maddening. It really is. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you for covering this case so thoroughly. They do need justice. Love you, Purple. Where did Plunder hear that? What did she say? Plunder said that the wife told him a couple months ago if he didn't quit drinking, she was going to leave him. Oh, wow. I haven't heard anything like that yet. How do you play? I know. I don't know, Truth Teller. It is unreal. I love you, Nate. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the mods. I hope to see you over at Crime Curious. And then I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. But okay, I'm going to go now. Bye.